Mega Fyte 5! Mega Fyte 5!
Hello once again, UWA Elite fans. I'm the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale, and welcome to the Card Rundown. This is the preview, the appetizer, if you will. The main course will be served this Sunday, May 18th, at the World Food Festival at Mercer County Park in West Windsor. I am talking about Mega Fyte 5. Now, this is a different set of logistics from our South River events, so take note. The UWA Elite Wrestling action kicks off at 2 p.m., and your admission to the World Food Festival includes admission to Mega Fyte 5 as well. And since this is a food and music festival, there won't be seating in place, but fans are encouraged to bring your own seating, blankets, folding chairs, what have you, and take in the action from ringside. And sorry to disappoint you if you thought that this event wouldn't be as important and might be easier to miss than our South River events, but there are some big matches coming your way next weekend. Now, what do I mean by big matches? Let's get to the rundown. Let's start at the top, shall we? The Big Belt, the UWA Elite Championship. Well, if you recall, there was no small amount of discussion over whether or not Matt Vertigo should be able to challenge Joey Adams for the Anti-Heroes title. But the New York Drip proved to be more than a worthy opponent, taking Adams to the limit at Dangerous Uprisings. In the end, the champ was very much up to the challenge, however, and when the bell rang, the anti-hero Joey Adams emerged victorious and still your UWA Elite Champion. And in possibly equally noteworthy results news, the Old Guard's Mike Seaway squared off against former friend, tag partner, and former Bro Team Pack brother, TJ Blade, in a no-holds-barred, loser-leaves UWA match. In a fitting end, the dumbbell that Seaway had previously used to save his career from BT Bull was once again the deciding factor when Seaway wrenched it away from Blade and used it to secure his victory and his UWA Elite career. After Dangerous Uprisings was over, Seaway called it the biggest accomplishment he's ever gotten and demanded to know what the reward for himself and his best friend Chris Powers would be. UWA Elite President Dave Swan offered Seaway the choice of two spots on the Mega Fyte 5 card: UWA Elite title match or Ironman title match, with Chris Powers getting the other one. Now, Seaway had the biggest win of his career, so he got to pick. He has chosen to continue proving himself to Chris Powers by challenging for the biggest title we have, the UWA Elite Championship, and giving his best friend the spot in the Ironman matchup. And so at Mega Fyte, massive Mike Seaway will be taking on Joey Adams, with the Anti-Heroes UWA Elite Championship belt on the line. And so let's talk about that Ironman title shot. The opportunity that Mike Seaway is bringing to Chris Powers, kind of by default, I guess. I mean, any championship opportunity is a positive thing, right? A shot at the UWA Elite Gold, but it has to feel just a little bit like a consolation prize to Powers, right? On the other hand, can Powers really be upset that not only is he being, quite frankly, gifted a championship opportunity, but the reason it's not him against Joey Adams is that Seaway wants to continue to prove himself to Powers, who, by the way, lost to Joey Adams. So maybe it's Powers who will feel the need to prove himself by taking home that Ironman championship. But of course, standing in the stuntman's way is your UWA Elite Ironman champion, Jungle Jim Wilder, the mountaintop, the faction killer Jim Wilder. Now, Wilder earned another title defense victory at Dangerous Uprisings, this time over the Do-or-Die Posse's Big Dan Winan, despite attempted interference by Cypress, who, by the way, left his seat next to us at commentary to try and get involved. Now, Cypress evidently avoided the suspension previously meted out on me for the simple reason that, well, Cypress failed at actually hitting Wilder. A few minutes later, Wilder escaped a gut-wrench powerbomb to deliver a cataclysm and keep that Ironman title belt. Now, I maintain my position that Jim Wilder is the most underrated member of the UWA Elite roster. In recent months, he's defeated the Do-or-Die supported Big Dan and the contingent supported Eric Corvus. Twice. You fans seem to recognize it too, as you voted Wilder most improved of 2024. But in the locker room, he is somehow still not getting the respect he deserves. After Dangerous Uprisings, Shannon May reminded him that this was his fourth successful title defense. She also informed Wilder that his Mega Fyte opponent was Chris Powers, and Wilder immediately celebrated taking on a new faction representative to, quote, kick off the mountaintop and explode into stuntman fireworks. Will the Ironman champ continue his Cinderella story and keep his spot at the top of the Ironman mountain? Or will the fireworks he seeks be nothing more than seeing stars? Sunday at Mega Fyte 5, the Ironman Championship will be on the line when stuntman Chris Powers challenges Jungle Jim Wilder. Well, we've talked about the UWA Elite title and the Ironman title, but what about the title we generally identify as the People's Championship, the belt that represents the UWA Elite Army, the I Championship? Well, if you were there in person at Dangerous Uprisings, or if you took advantage of the fact that every single UWA Elite Supercard in history is available for free on the UWA Elite Network, powered by YouTube, then you saw I Champion Bulldog Pittman fall to a Mad Queen assisted and Iron Key assisted King Tech, losing the title in the process. Well, following a tough loss by the X Express, Shannon May inquired of the young V Daniel exactly what was in store for himself and his tag partner Troy Locke going forward. But before he could even answer, the new I-Champ was evidently feeling his oats, riding high on that victory over Pittman, and interrupted the interview. The Red Lion Tech told Daniel that he admires the passion that he brings to his craft, but he's not yet capable of walking with the gods of the squared circle like Tech does. Well, we may never know just what V had planned before that interruption, because Daniel quickly declared open season on Tech, demanding a match, with the title seemingly an afterthought. V said that he's been waiting to get his hands on the very silly man, and this Sunday he gets his wish. Mega Fyte 5 at the World Food Festival will bear witness to the harbinger of the Great Awakening, the Red Lion, King Tech, defending his newly won I Championship, one-on-one, against the X Express's own V Daniel. So let's turn back the clock just a bit and take a look at the main event from Dangerous Uprisings, the fan favorite Cell Block 6 match. Now, after a flurry of brass-knuckled fueled chaos, the mat mechanic Eric Corvus emerged victorious from the Cell Block 6. Soon after, Nick Kay and Ty Thomas walked into the room where Corvus and BT Bull were discussing the prize earned from that victory, the #1 contendership to the UWA Elite Championship. Now, the always planning Kay said a victory for Corvus was a victory for all of them, since even though the contingent may in practical terms be dissolved, he still controls the contracts of the contingent members, which means he chooses who of the three gets the shot, a clause that previously worked in Corvus's favor. Well, to the incredible surprise of absolutely nobody, he chose Ty Thomas. Now, Corvus of course took exception to that, said that a title shot should be earned, not given. He considered a challenge for that opportunity, but came up with something even better. Corvus and Bull versus Ty and Kay at Aggression in June for the legal ownership of the contingent. Now, Kay somewhat surprisingly accepted the terms, saying, "I may not wrestle anymore, but I can still fight." We'll talk a bit more in the few weeks upcoming about the possibilities surrounding this matchup. But back to the matter at hand, Corvus approached Ty soon after with no tag partners around, and said Ty was fighting harder than he'd seen when he was part of the contingent, and asked for a one-on-one test match, no Bull and no Nick, at Mega Fyte 5. Ty accepted, shook the mat mechanic's hand, leaving an opening for Corvus to pounce, calling Ty naive, and the same old Ty Thomas as he left his former tag team partner gasping for breath in the doorway of the VFW hall. Now, with so much on the line for both men at Aggression, how will they approach this grudge match at Mega Fyte? Go all in, leave it all in the ring, and risk possible injury? Or hold something back, but maybe allowing your opponent the chance to overwhelm and keep you from even making it to Aggression? We will find out if either, both, or neither of these strategies will be in play this Sunday, when truly terrific Ty Thomas goes one-on-one against #1 contender to the UWA Elite Championship, the mat mechanic, Eric Corvus. We have talked a lot about the wrestlers who came out ahead at Dangerous Uprisings: Corvus, Wilder, Tech, Adam, Seaway. But what about the less successful results? The ones who made a good showing but came up short, in some cases through no fault of their own. Well, UWA Elite Management has seen fit to offer a consolation prize of sorts, a chance to win their way right back into a title shot, a chance to earn a match for the UWA Elite I Championship, as mentioned earlier, just recently won by King Tech. Now, with plenty of talent to go around, this will be a 4-way matchup, but not with elimination rules. That's right, it's one fall to a finish, and the winner gets that chance at gold. Well, who are the 4 men that fate frowned upon a bit last month? And what are they trying to redeem themselves from? Well, they are Matt Vertigo. A drip drop on UWA Elite champion Joey Adams was not quite enough to put the anti-hero away, and Vertigo looked just as shocked as the rest of us. But anyone who has ever overlooked the New York drip has regretted it quickly. There's Eddie Thomas. The most explosive member of Pretty Freakin' Ugly saw their tag team titles snatched away soon after successfully defending them, when the Do or Die posse cashed in the golden ticket on an exhausted PFU. Can the injury-defying Thomas skywalk his way from one title to another in a span of just 2 months? Troy Locke. Well, a big reason the Do or Die posse was able to take those tag titles away from PFU is they had just been through an absolute war with Locke and the X-Express. And with V. Daniel already matching up with Tech, can Locke take advantage of his own singles opportunity to possibly bring gold back to the X-Express? And finally, Corey Dillinger. The Diligent One was eliminated in the Cell Block 6 by BT Bull, but give a big assist to Corvus and those brass knuckles in that decision. With Dillinger fresh off another every man for himself match, does he have a leg up regarding strategy, or are those 3 straight losses getting into the big man's head? It will be Dillinger, along with Locke, Thomas, and Vertigo in a 4-way, 1-fall-to-a-finish matchup, with a shot at the I Championship up for grabs, and it's happening at Mega Fyte. Appropriately enough, 5 huge matches are on tap for Mega Fyte 5. This coming Sunday, May 18th, and we want to see you there live and in person when it happens. Head to UWAElite.com or Megabyte, that's B-I-T-E, megabyteevents.com to get your tickets, and then join us at the World Food Festival at Mercer County Park in West Windsor, New Jersey. Remember, your admission to the festival includes Mega Fyte 5. So even though the UWA action gets underway at 2 p.m., get there early. The festival opens at noon. Enjoy the food and music, and don't forget to bring your own ringside seat. Follow us on all the socials, catch all of the past action on the UWA Elite Network, powered by YouTube. And also, don't forget to mark your calendars for Saturday, June 14th. We'll be back at the South River VFW for Aggression. It's a karate-themed event, so start thinking about how you want to represent your particular discipline. And I'll be back in a few weeks to talk more about the matches for that one. And so, until Mega Fyte 5, this is the man of 1,000 spreadsheets, MC Hale, saying I will see you at ringside.
Mega Fyte 5! Mega Fyte 5! Mega Fyte 5! Mega Fyte 5! Mega Fyte 5, repeat, show. Mega Fyte 5, complete, so. Mega Fyte 5, on beat, show. Mega Fyte 5, no defeat, flow. Mega Fyte 5. Mega Fyte 5, demand. Yeah, Mega Fyte 5, I stand. Yeah, Mega Fyte 5, expand. Yeah, Mega Fyte 5.